are considered reserve lands. To Canadian institutions and public, in education, learn the colonial history. Educate yourself and others about the 1990 Gumsidage and Ganawagi siege, mistakenly known as the Oka crisis, and the root causes of the land dispute in the history of Gumsidage. So those are just a couple of the calls to action. You know, get to know the history of your country, the real history. Look at the secrets that Canada's holding on to. And in closing, I just want to say to our young people, you are not here just to listen. You are here to pick up the work. You are the next barricade. But this time, it will not be built with logs and tires, but with knowledge, unity, and courage. To our elders, you carried us through storms before. Walk with us now as we chart a better path. To our leaders, remember your responsibility. We're watching you. And to all governments who still think time will silence us, you have misunderstood the power of the Haudenosaunee women, of a people rooted in land, language, and memory. We are still here, and we're not going anywhere. We're not leaving. Our message today is clear. Gumsidage will not be forgotten. Our rights will not be ignored. Our land must be protected, not just in law, but in practice and in the truth. Now we'll go on.
I hope that those of you who have been here and listened to everybody take away something from this about the importance of knowledge, of truth-telling. The theme of this gathering, for this commemoration, was solidarity. And I think we need that now more than ever, considering that the rich oligarchs are taking over almost everything that makes the quality of life better for everybody. And in solidarity, we will win against these oligarchs. We need to stick together, and the only way we can do that in solidarity is we get to know each other. In 1990, people didn't even know there were Indians in Canada. We've come a long way. We called Indians, Aboriginal, and then Indigenous, and then, okay, what's the name of your nation, really? Right? We're Ganyakahaga, you know us as Mohawks. And I want to thank all the speakers for sharing with us these beautiful stories of courage and resilience. And to Wendy, your husband, I remember we talked about this. When I used to talk to him at the barricades, I'd go at night when we were finishing blah, blah, blah with the negotiations. I'd go talk to the men on the front lines. And Richard was one of the ones that I really enjoyed talking to because he was very soft-spoken. And he used to have this saying, like, you can break one arrow very easily, but if you take a bunch of arrows, you cannot break them. And that's what solidarity is. That's what that solidarity is about. And that together, we cannot be broken. Together, our resistance is far stronger than any amount of money, any amount of AI they can throw at us. I am not ashamed to say that I was part of a resistance that tarnished the reputation of Canada and Quebec. I am very proud to come from a long line of strong women like Wendy Mayo and her res car, backfiring on the RME. There's all these precious stories that we have. Everyone has a story from that summer, even people who were not living in Gumsidage or Ganawagi. It woke up people. They woke up the government, but they're just repackaging colonization. They're just telling you, they're just placating their constituents that they're trying. Look, we're trying to do something, but we don't know who to talk to. They're so divided, we don't know who to talk to. But that's no excuse for continuing to steal our land. That's no excuse for participating in a genocide way across the ocean of our brothers and sisters in Palestine. As oppressed people, we are stronger than our colonizer because we resist constantly, and it may not be shown evident on a daily basis. but it's in our hearts and our minds. It's that courage and strength and the resilience to be able to say, throw what you want at me. My ancestors are walking with me. You cannot defeat my ancestors. You never defeated our ancestors in war. We were never defeated in war. We were defeated when they put us on reserves. We were defeated when they kidnapped our children and put in Indian residential schools where if they spoke their language, needles were put in their tongues. If they spoke their language or hugged their brother or sister, their heads were shaved and they were punished. The people from Gunnesadage went to Mohawk Industrial School. It was an industrial school to assimilate them, to make them ashamed of who they are. And in 1990, Indigenous people were still walking with their heads down. In 2025, we hold our heads up high. We hold up our heads high. Because we won, in a sense. We won, in a sense, simply because there was solidarity with all of you, with all of the people that you heard today. That solidarity is stronger than any greedy politician. It's stronger than the oppression that they wish to push on us. Because if they were successful, I could not speak my language. If they were successful, we would all be dead by now. In 1990, our ancestors watched over us when they fired at us. Our ancestors watched over us when they were shooting those rocks at the elders and families leaving Kahnawake, with the racists and the police standing by, shooting rocks at our people. As human beings, we share this planet and we share the same problems. And we share this climate crisis. And it's been said many times over now in the last 35 years that Indigenous people have that knowledge to help everybody survive because we love the land. The land is part of us. Like the great white pine tree from Gunnesadage to the olive groves in Palestine, to all of the Indigenous people across Asia, Africa, and the Americas. This is our land, unceded land. It belongs to us and we will fight until we can no longer fight against this oppression. To acknowledge all those relations that has helped us survive colonization, helped us survive genocide. When I worked at McGill, I went to a genocide conference, and the professor who invited me, I talked to her and said, I would like to talk about the genocide that's happened in Canada. And she told me, if you do that, you're going to be laughed out of this room. That's McGill. Canada does not recognize what they did as genocide. They don't really recognize it as genocide. Otherwise, there would be reconciliation. And so for all those children who died in the residential school who never made home, we also remember them on this day. Because this was a day when history turned the tables and looked at Indigenous people and said, oh yeah, they're still here. We didn't succeed in destroying their languages or culture or their government. 35 years ago, it woke up Indigenous people because we needed that. We needed waking up, and sometimes we have to go through these extremes for people to realize how precious life is, how precious the gift we have in our souls and our minds, our hearts, that DNA that runs in us, that DNA that teaches us how to resist and to love the land, because she was our first mother, and she will welcome us back to her body when we go. And I really think that if we understand one another and have a relationship with one another, maybe we'll stop killing one another. And we can bring children up in a world that is safe for them. Because I think right now, because we have failed the children of Gaza, we have failed all children around the world. For our sisters who came here, our Palestinian sisters, I salute you. I salute all the Palestinians because we know the trauma that you are feeling. We know the pain that you are suffering, and we are here for you as well. I want to thank Nakasit for facilitating. She's a great leader and somebody that I'd admire and have the deepest respect for. So thank you, Nakasit. I want to thank the Palestinian Youth Movement for allowing us to borrow their sound system as well. I want to thank Una for organizing all the volunteers that you see here holding this wonderful banner that they painted. On the slides. For Jandobi for making all these beautiful images and pamphlets. Please take some if there's any left. There's some water as well that commemorate this occasion. And that warrior flag has gone around the world. That's the solidarity flag. And for any group of people who are fighting oppression and genocide, they have used this. So please use this because Indigenous people stand with all those who are oppressed. Thank you to the Irish group here in Montreal that, you brought us a lot of strength and inspiration, and we've shared stories together. To Joe for your work during 1990, helping me being the mouthpiece for our communities. To Wendy, Francois, all the other people who came, Melissa, Rahab. This is what this should be about. This is something government and bureaucrats could learn from, is the relationship building. The most important thing is to take care of the land and the people. And the men in 1990 took care of the people and the women took care of the land. And that is what traditional governance is about. So nyawakowa sawa kweku, tikantesawe, thank you to everybody for being here, for visiting with us for a little while, a small moment in your life. I really appreciate you being here. I want to thank the drum group that's going to be doing another song for us. I don't know if you're here. Oh, there you are. Okay. Because the drum is the heartbeat of the people. That's what the drum means for us. It's that rhythm. And if you can hear the heartbeat in the drums. So I want you to stand, for those of you who are still sitting, as we close this. And we're going to have a round dance. This is how we're going to end this solidarity movement, with a round dance. And feel free. If you don't want to join, you don't have to. It's not obligatory, but it's a sign that we recognize each other as human, that we recognize each other as valid and important in the health and well-being of our lives and the health and well-being of Mother Earth and all our relations. So nyawa koa, nyawa sa kwego, nyawa sungoya tizu, nyawa ga sa stosara so ayera. Nyawa ya tekni stang hutsa tuna nyawa koa, kajokwa, nyawa koa, heto.
On behalf of Sacred Wolf Singers, Maimari, hi everyone, Segon. My name is Akawi and we're T-Cloud here to my right. We're Sacred Wolf Singers, powwow tradition. And a few days ago I got a call and it says, hi, this is Ellen Gabriel. I got referred for him from Nakuset, and I was like, "Wow, Ellen." He's like, "Would you like to drum for this event?" And I was like, "100%. This is what we stand for." And Ellen asked us to do a round dance, so she will be leading you as a round dance. So everybody, hand in hand. So whenever, everybody, there you go.
Okay. You want to dance? You know, dance or